guys, welcome to episode 2 of Clixed Off. This is Vanilla Thunder, joined again by LotusGuard, our new permanent host, LivesByTheSword. Jay, say hello to the nice people.
Going on, people out there?
Alrighty, and then we got Jason Albee with us, Dark Jedi 21. He's our special guest host this week. Jason, you got a rock coming up that you're judging, right?
That's right. On May 16th at Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games in Owensboro, Kentucky, we have our third Super Q coming up. Registration starts at 9 a.m. The event starts at 10:30 a.m. It's 300 modern age, $25 to play. You can pre-register on buybigbang.com. If you pre-register, you get in the drawing for a special prize we're going to have that day. Besides the rock prizes that you normally get, we're adding in Con-LEs, Shumas, a Necron, and a case of Avengers Assemble if we get enough people to come play.
Nice. Alrighty, so you guys are kind of like the epicenter of HeroClix in the Midwest, definitely in Kentucky. So tell us about your venue. How many people can you hold there?
We could probably hold 100 people, I think, with the right table set up. Shouldn't be a problem.
All right, yeah, cool. I've been there for Big Bang Rock about a year ago I was at. You guys had a pretty nice venue. There's a lot of food around there.
Yeah, we have a nice location. There's plenty of places to eat right across the parking lot.
Yeah, I'm a fatty. That's important to me. So, how long have you been playing HeroClix, Jason?
Since 2007, I started with the Legion of Superheroes starter set.
Very nice. How many rocks have you judged?
I have judged 2 Super Qs and a campaign event, and this will be my third Super Q coming up.
Okay. All right, so you got a lot of judging experience under your belt?
Yeah, I've been judging HeroClix for about 5 years now.
Very nice. All right, would you rather wrestle an alligator or run with the bulls on a pair of rollerblades?
Oh, alligator, I think.
Gotta be easier.
Hell no.
I can't roller skate for shit.
Exactly. So do you prefer to play or do you prefer to judge these events?
I like judging, but I would rather play. I have a lot of fun playing.
Oh yeah, people are great. All right, so what's your favorite HeroClix figure of all time?
My favorite of all time, Iron Pharaoh. Before he got nerfed.
Really?
Yeah. Pre-nerf.
He was on everybody's shit wagon for the longest time.
Yeah, but I loved him. I even had that awesome custom Golden Falcon. Tweet, bitch. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so who is the sexiest Clix player you've ever personally met?
That's a pretty good question. It'd have to be a tie between you two, Dave and Drew, I think. Yeah.
I am pretty sexy.
Yeah, we're the pinnacles of manliness, so there's that. All right, so what goes through your head whenever you're judging and somebody tells you that your call is wrong?
Oh, well, I strive to, get all the rulings as best as I can, but I feel bad if I get something wrong like that, but I'm confident in myself that I'm right most of the time. So.
Yeah, no, I'm saying when you give a judge and they're like, no, you're wrong, more out of spite than out of fact.
Well, I'm just I'm right. Deal with it.
Say, Drew, we actually had a discussion before the second Big Bang Rock. I told Jason that he should walk around with the Mandarin rings on his hand, and anytime somebody questioned his ruling, he could just backhand them across the face. And leave Mandarin ring imprints on them.
Oh, that'd be great.
At Big Bang Rock 2, I walked around with a badge that said "I am the law." So
the funny, you couldn't do the powering thing because Luke would have gone and he would have questioned every rule.
Tried to snatch one off. No, I didn't burn that one yet.
He would have been he's like, "You're wrong, Jason. Hit me again.
Hit me again, please." Power play.
I'm of the opinion that the head judge is the final say, wrong or right at the event, whether it be I'm the head judge or somebody else is.
Absolutely.
That's just the way we're all human. Sometimes we get it wrong. It's just,
right.
All
right, so for your super qualifier, we had a trial rock in Illinois at Fox Comics and Games. Daniel Powell won that with a team of Kyle Rayner, Brother Voodoo, had a boxing glove on Kyle Rayner, green power battery with the ring, sniper rifle, and shield and scissors. Total came to $299. So congratulations to Daniel for that one. He's gonna what's the prize for that?
He gets free entry into the Big Bang Super Qualifier on May 16th.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Second place at that event was Emma Lewis at the Hellfire Club team base. Very surprising There were, I rechecked the results. There were 3 full Green Lantern power batteries, and she made it to the finals, which is thoroughly impressive for me.
Any of them.
I mean, she may have. I don't know. I didn't get the play-by-play.
If she beat 2 of them, that's impressive.
Right.
I think she'd be at least 1 in the top.
That's still
in the top
impressive.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team base beat the green power battery. If that's what happens, she's a beast.
Because Hellfire Club isn't very mobile anyway. So if she beat one of them, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, she needs to make sure to come out for the Super Q.
Definitely could make your name out there in the mecca of HeroClix. Speaking of rocks, we had our Florida Rock a couple weeks ago. That one was won by Phil Isaacson Jr. Congrats, Phil. He won with Super Skrull, Black Hand on Super Skrull. Lydia Malore, a decoy catapult on the Orange Lantern battery. And Monster Theme Team with a Black Lantern ATA. So congrats to Phil. Second place at the Florida event was Justino. He had Charisse, Atomica, Bizarro, Green Arrow with Parallax, Power Plant, full, and that came out to 300 points. It was a valiant effort, sir. So congrats to both of you guys for top 2. And we had Nationals a couple weeks ago as well. That winner was, of course, Kenny Pena. He's making a name for himself on the scene. He had Dupe with, we're assuming, Entity. Gluttony with Proselyte and Split Lip with a full book of the Skulls. And he beat second place Derek Thompson, who had the zombie team base of Super Skrull, Magneto, Doc Ock, Electro, and Mole Man. And so those are our 3 most recent meta tournaments. What are we thinking about these non-killable teams seem to be becoming more and more popular?
Well, I personally think that it's just a flash in the pan. Now that it's out there, the tech will come out and people will be ready for it. I think it just caught everybody off guard at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect to see it around in another couple of months.
I mean, I hope not, man. I hate point denial. That's like the most annoying thing in the game for me.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun to play against. I'd be happy to see it go away. I think Orange Power Battery is going to prove to be more popular when it's all said and done. You can't use this power teams. You can't kill me teams.
Well, I definitely hope so, because point denial is the thing I hate the most in the whole game. All right, so speaking of Nationals changed the whole game this year, and there's a lot of feelings going on about it, so we're going to bring that up. This year, Nationals was held not at a convention, not at its own event, inside a comic book store where all the qualifiers for Nationals were sealed. There was no constructed qualifier to get into a constructed tournament. So what do you guys think about that? Is that a smart move, or was that bogus and they need to fix it?
Well, I think it was kind of bogus. I was looking forward to going this year until I found out that it was not at Origins where it normally is, and I thought we lived in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where that's at. Where it was at?
It was in Baltimore.
Maryland?
Yeah, it was in Baltimore.
I think it was in Glen Burnie, which is near Baltimore. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, like, Ohio at least is in, like, the middle of a lot of different states, so, you could, like, live in Minnesota or anywhere, and it's not, like, super crazy to get to Ohio, but, like, Maryland's kind of, like, up in the northeast corner of the country. It's, what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely way up there. They hurt themselves on location. Because a lot of Clixed players are from the Midwest, West, that type of thing. And Ohio's definitely way closer to the middle of the country than going to basically New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier and affordable for somebody like me to go to Ohio than it is to, like, go to Maryland.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of East Coast players, too. I think they had, like, 156 players in that first qualifier. So I don't think you can really dog on their attendance, There's a lot of people there.
I'm not trying to dog their attendance. It's just, it seems counterproductive to me to move it further into one specific region of the country than, like, if they'd have moved it to Kansas, I would have at least seen the logic. Like, well, they're dead in the middle of the country.
I think this is the same venue that held Clixathon the last 2 years, so they were used to large event that's kind of scale there.
Possibly. They have a point there.
I'm pretty sure. I have to agree though that sealed qualifiers are bogus. I really don't care anything for sealed qualifiers for a constructed event.
I don't necessarily mind the half and half, like half constructed, half sealed, but a full sealed for a constructed event just seems silly.
Yeah, luck of the draw plays too much in it.
Yeah, I just think if you're going to have a sealed event, a constructed event, that you need to have constructed qualifiers. Because, I mean, like, a lot of the people who are players that go to the conventions, they're used to having, like, their qualifier teams, you know,
right, and then their real team.
And then their real team that they play once they get far enough. I mean, so it's like, you know, George Massey was like playing Bizarro with a Book of the Skull last year to qualify and got in, and then played his real team. But it's like with the sealed, I mean, you could sit there and travel there and get crap pools for 2 days and just get completely screwed out. And you may be a really great player with Constructed. You may have a team that's ready to, you know, kick ass in the finals, and you never get there.
Yeah, you just drove 8 hours to get put out for bad luck.
Right.
It just seems counterintuitive to the idea of the game to me.
Yeah, and if I'm going to spend money to come to, you know, a convention or, you know, a big tournament like that, I'm going to want to have my fate in my own hands. You know what I mean?
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you got to also remember, if it's at a convention, if in the event that it is all sealed and you do get crap packs and lose out, there's still other things to do. You flew out there or you drove out there, but there's still other things to do. If you just go to like the middle of nowhere in a store and get crap packs, then you just have to go back home.
Right, like when it was at Origins, if I I lost out every time I tried to play those in like the first 2 or 3 rounds, just bad luck or bad moves. But I was at a con. There's still other stuff I could do. I could go places and hang out with my friends and go see panels. And you got it at a comic book store, you're just hanging for 2 days for nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they did run battle royals like they did in every other nationals previously.
I don't know if I would like go to one and be like, try to qualify for nationals and pull crap. And then they're like, hey, even though you didn't qualify, we still have all these other sealed events that you can run, that you can play in. It's like, no, I think I've had enough of your
like,
damn
that
sealed
seal didn't work out for you. Try this seal. That'll make it much better.
Right?
Like, yeah, I'd just be mad if I pulled, like, a Ragdoll and I'm running up against somebody with a Casey.
Number 3, you guys.
But speaking of Casey Flash, he might not be a problem too much longer. Our friend Jay here, he's got some ideas about the direction the hypersonic speed's taking. What do you want to say on that one?
Oh, well, I feel like it's slowly becoming obsolete. It's not happening all at once, but in a couple of sets, we're going to see it being more of a hindrance to play it than it is a positive. Especially in like, you know what I mean, no tactics, of course, is still good because there's no ways to stop it, but we're in tactic season right now, and there's like multiple ways to stop it at every turn, and it's not really worth the risk of playing it. You got orange battery, you got that gives plasticity and can turn it off. You know, you might lose map. All the good speedsters just can't go over water because that's the popular fuck you map is the water map. You know?
That's true.
Or elevated. You might not be able to know or elevate it like a lot of the flashes that need to get speed tokens on them before they become good. You know, it's just too much going against it to want to play it unless you're playing Casey Flash, of course. He's the only one.
So basically, hypersonic speed is the new stealth.
The new stealth.
Yeah, stealth's like the most useless move power in the game right now.
I mean, it used to be good, but then it was too good, and then they came out with multiple sets with Avengers Initiative, Team Ability, improved targeting. You know, everybody has improved targeting.
Yeah, everybody's
Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way with hypersonic speed. Everybody can get plasticity. It's on a lot of low-costing characters that are really good. You know, like a 25-point Atomica Pog has plasticity.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Or you can just give somebody a 25-point proselyte.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or what, 8-point stop sign?
Forever. Yeah, I just played a guy recently that just put a stop sign on Kyle Rayner just so he can be able to get away. So.
Right. And then, orange battery plasticity?
Yeah, it grants plasticity.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just everywhere. Like, personally, my next rock team has the potential to have 3 characters with plasticity.
Because I don't want you. Flashes, guys. David's hungry.
Yeah, because he's not getting away.
He's not gonna get an attack off.
All right. The whole point of that team is if you come in here, you're not getting away. I'm gonna get me some.
What do you think about the hypersonic thing, Drew?
I see the point. Forever gone are the days of Miss Marvel flying around with heavies hiding in the bushes and shape changing away. It's a thing of the past. Improved targeting. Didn't it launch in like the Iron Man set officially? It technically existed before that, but Iron Man was the first set that had any. And it's so oversaturated to the point now that stealth is like useless. There's no point. You can't have a stealth team anymore. You have to have a you can't target me period team.
Plus, we just got a whole lot of Avengers Initiative pieces that just came out.
Yeah, and Avengers Assembled is about to drop, so we're gonna get even more.
Fun.
Yeah, stealth is basically useless.
And then
DC's. Go ahead.
And then DC's coming out with their Superman Wonder Woman set, right? So
yeah.
So they're gonna have stealth busting. So I mean, Hypersonics just is not. There's so many high point figures that have hypersonic speed.
Hypersonic speed is such an expensive power.
It is, and most of them have no improved movement.
Right, and there's so much stuff that stops it now.
I mean, KC Flash is your one exception because he can fly, and then you have Speed Demon and Wizard. But like you said, with the increase of just all the plasticity.
Yeah, I played a game against Blueberry Blizzard and rolled up on the Absorbing Man Titania duo. I just rolled up there and stood there, and he just beat me with heavy objects. And that was
right.
So I remember back in the day when hypersonic speed was like unstoppable, and now it's kind of useful sometimes.
Right, exactly. I mean, it really has to be paired with range. It seems to be really effective anymore.
Yeah. The last time I effectively used hypersonic speed and didn't get countered out of the game was when I played Rob Foppy. I played him, and he had 2 GCPD police cars, and I had the 300-point Superman from the Superman set.
Right. And I mean, it's like, let's say you run, a KC Flash with a sniper rifle. Well, yeah, he can shoot out 5 squares now, but he's not getting any, speed tokens are from close combat attacks, correct?
They're from hitting.
Yeah, they're from
close combat.
Yeah, they're from close combat attacks. So if you throw a sniper rifle on KC Flash to avoid the plasticity, you're not getting that outwit between or that second attack for free or anything like that. You're getting your one shot for 3 damage. Is that correct?
Yep, you got 3.
Yeah. So you're getting your one shot for 3, which I mean is not terrible. But if I'm paying 175 or 195 points for a fig, I want more than 3 damage coming down at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, there's just too much against it right now.
You also got to remember. So we just said stealth was kind of nerfed, but all the figures that have hypersonic, out of all the figures that have hypersonic, the only person who sees through hindering is Superman, who has both. He can stealth bust and has hypersonic himself. He's the only one.
Right.
So if you have like a turtle in the bushes, you can't even put a sniper rifle on KC Flash and shoot because he can't see through stealth.
Right, and how many of the characters that have hypersonic speed have ignore characters? I know Wizard does, correct?
Wizard does.
I think he's the only one.
All right.
Speed Demon also ignores characters.
Wizard and Speed Demon. Okay, so those 2 are the only hypersonic
sure Speed Demon
pieces.
ignores characters?
Yes.
Yeah, he played Speed Demon for like 3 straight rocks.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, those are the top 2 echelon hypersonic speed characters, though. Everybody else.
Well, at least for their point value, because they get a lot done for their point value. Whereas like KC Flash is really good, but he's also 2/3 of your team. If you're playing a competitive 300-point modern age tournament,
right? You probably have Turtle in there because you're cockjacking.
Because you're a jerk.
You got some kind of feelings about Turtle, don't you, buddy?
I have some extremely mad hate for Turtle, but we will get to that.
I mean, it's coming up, so we might as well just segue on into that. So,
we can do that.
Normally, I would ask what piece did you want to see removed from the game right here, Dave, but I feel like we have a good idea. So, why don't you explain to me why you hate Turtle so much? I
hate Turtle because other than he's just a little green turd that sits on the map and doesn't do anything other than freaking slow people down, he just is bad for the game, man, because you can't move more than 4 squares without taking, essentially a double power action or pushing or taking a penetrating damage. I mean, the game's already slow enough with all these, we've had this discussion with the entities where you have to pick a power before the game. You have all these pick a power pieces. like Engineer and Batman and Super Skrull. And then you got things like Resurrection Man, where you gotta freaking roll a D6, or, the D20 or whatever, whenever he comes out. And it's just like, there's so many things that are slowing down the process of the game. And then you got this little asshole who sits on the map and slows it down even more. And he just like, you can't get, there's another thing you're talking about, death of hypersonic speed, because you can't even run up and punch that little piece of crap in the mouth without getting stuck there next to him, and then taking some freaking tokens for your trouble.
Yep.
There are already people who are slow as crap, and then this guy makes it even worse. So people who actually want to play a fast, aggressive style like me have to freaking tolerate just his little green ass sitting there and taunting you, and I don't know, I hate him.
Fucking hate him.
I do. I really wish that there was like a rule where I could take a hammer and smash someone's turtle across the table whenever they sit down. That's an ATA we should make. Just smash your turtle ATA. There's no theme team required. Person sits down across from you, you just smash their turtle and throw a random 50-point piece at them.
That'd be great.
That turtle I despise, and I also hate Copycat. Because it's like, I can't think of 90 points to put on my build, so I'm just going to take your 90 points because you're smarter than me. Is essentially what it comes down to. It's just... Now, I was the guy who was like, oh, Copycat's not going to do anything in the no tactics meta because everybody's playing Kyle Rayner and they're going to have a nurse. Well, the one freaking no tactics rock that I went to, Copycat made like top 16, top 8.
Oh, God.
And I was just like, what is she doing here? This is not where you belong, Copycat.
Back at the bottom of the pile.
Right, get back over I seriously thought with all the Kyle Rayners running rampant that like they just be like, oh, switch to a nurse and copy regen. Oh, it sucks to be you, Copycat. Now Kyle Rayner's gonna kill you. But like he did really well with it, the guy who ran it. But I just Turtle and Copycat, because it's like, learn how to play the damn game.
Exactly.
Stop using your stupid gimmicks. Like Lydia Malor, I sort of hate, but at the same time, she has a huge strategic advantage. She's amazing. She's not just cheap. She's taking stuff from me. That sucks, right. But she's not taking my piece.
On the other side of the coin, she has a strategic disadvantage because she's there to take relics away, and if you don't have a relic on the opposing character's team, she's just points on the squad.
Right. So, alright, those are my two that I just despise with every fiber of my being.
If you could remove any piece from the game, who would it be and why?
So, I've had a couple of days to think about this, about a week. This is a two-part answer. It's a now answer and a potentially after our next rock answer.
Okay.
Oh.
Intriguing. The now answer is all the crutch pieces. I bundle them into one. So anytime you see somebody with a Kyle Rayner or a Super Skrull or any of those pieces that
the autoplay pieces.
Yeah, just be
put
like
them on the map. They play themselves.
Like you look at the rock registration, and somebody's like, oh, I didn't play War of Light. Does anybody have a Kyle Rayner I can borrow? That guy. Those pieces, those need to go. But with the new upward trend of the invincible pieces, those might be the new crutch pieces. I don't know yet. But if in the event that the next rock and we see like 30 out of 70 people are playing Duke, Absorbing Man, and Gluttony, those have to go. Those are the new have to go pieces.
Right.
Those are annoying, man. Freaking, but I swear to God, and I'm telling everybody that's listening to this, if you start playing Duke Gluttony, I'm going to start playing Cheshire Speed Demon every tournament and just giving you so much passive damage that your freaking head explodes.
Dave doesn't care about winning. He cares about teaching lessons.
Exactly.
He's here to educate you on how to properly play the game.
I just like, my favorite thing about the game is creativity. That's why I try so hard to go outside the box to come up with unique teams that no one will see coming that are effective against everything. And I hate it when people just take the easy way out. Like, I'm just going to play this because I saw somebody else play it and win. Those pieces need to go.
I see people play your teams so often. It's actually nuts. Like my
teams get played and nobody gives me credit for them, but that's fine. I don't. I'll just take it as flattery.
I'll see three of the same team in the top 8 somewhere, and I'll be like, "Well, Jay played that 2 years ago." So I guess it must be doing all right for itself. All right.
Team credit is weird in Clixed because somebody will play it and they'll have the opportunity to play it first. But it's you can't tell me there weren't 5,000 people that looked on the realms the second Bizarro came out and were like, "Oh, Bizarro Infinity Gauntlet." It's
That's
nobody,
true.
nobody originated that. That was just
a
thought that everyone had.
Yeah. But there's some stuff that when I see it, I know it's off the wall and somebody thought of that.
Exactly. But
in my last ride, I played that Rainbow Raider Captain Marvel team. And I don't take team credit because I don't team build. I can't team build. That's why I lose rocks. That's why I top 8'd and never got no further. That's fine. But everybody's like, "Yeah, man, that team is great." And I'm like, "You need to go talk to Jason. Jason's the one who made this team."
Right.
Jason made this team. I had nothing to do with this. I just play it. I'm like a second body. Basically, if I win, he won by proxy.
Right? Ha ha ha.
He's like, "I got 2 entries." All right, Jason, what is the one piece you want to see gone from the game?
My most hated piece right now has to be Resurrection Man.
Resurrection Man?
I hate Resurrection Man.
You can go ahead and throw him into those no dying teams. The no dying pieces, you can throw him in over here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's got this wall of text on his card, and you have to roll this D20  4 times, and you got to keep track of what powers he's got. And then he goes off the board on his countdown clicks, and he comes back, and you got to roll the D20 again. And he's a huge time waster.
Last action.
Yeah. I'm at Gen Con this past year, and in the Team Worlds, right? And I get in the constructed top portion of it, and I get pitted against the guy in the first round. He didn't bring his team with him. He had an illegal team. So people let him borrow a team, and what did they give him? Resurrection Man and Absorbing Man. Yeah. So this guy has no idea how to play him. We sit down, and he has to figure it out on the spot. It's the time is ticking away.
Action on round 2.
Oh my God, I hate that figure.
He's pretty bad, especially with slow people playing him. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, man, it's enough to make you freak the fuck out.
Right? I mean, it's just stupid, man. I mean, because if you average 5 minutes per turn in a 50-minute match, you're each getting 10 turns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... So, this guy's got to roll for 5 minutes to figure out what the hell he wants before you can even really start doing anything. So, you're automatically down to this many turns, and then... It's stupid.
I just want to take that D20 and hit somebody in the face with it.
It happens a lot with players that don't see a lot of unique stuff. If you get players that are used to seeing the same meta cheese over and over, and then they sit down and you have something unique, "Oh, nobody in my venue plays this. What does it do?" And then they have to read your cards every time you go to attack.
Right, yeah.
Every time it's your turn, you're like, "What did they do? Can I read that?" It's not their fault, but damn it.
It's come on, man. You're wasting time. I should be killing you right now.
You played this game before, right? God.
Oh, man. If I run into Resurrection Man, I'd be like, "Listen, dude, you better roll that D20 fast, or I'm gonna gouge your eyeball out and shove it where your eyeball should be."
I'm gonna implement the Dave Gosselman shot clock.
Right, exactly. You got about 35 seconds.
You have to make sure that your team is able to kill them in 2 turns. If your team is complicated and they just can't comprehend it, just make it super offensive based and they die within 2 turns. That way it doesn't matter. Even if it takes 20 minutes to read everything, they're still dead.
I mean, it's not a bad tactic.
One rock, I got the judge called on me every single round. Every round.
For what?
They just did. Huh?
For what?
For Midnight Suns.
Oh.
Yeah, every round somebody called the judge on me. Except Terry Turman. He was the only one who didn't call the judge because he knew.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, you didn't either. Yeah, that's right.
I didn't care. I was like, let's fight up close.
Blood for my opponents. Alright, yeah. So that's definitely one of those strategies there, Jason, that you make that makes people freak the fuck out. So I remember after that team debuted at our local venue, I had to deal with it from Mr. Blizzard. He's our team ganker.
Oh.
Senior Blueberry Blizzard.
Mr. Blueberry Blizzard, he's our team snatcher, so I had to deal with him twice. And
local net decker.
Yeah, man. And he's proud of it too. That's the funny part. He'll get on the Facebook groups that we're mutually in and talk about how awesome net decking is and why everybody should do it.
I'm netting the shit out of that deck.
yeah. It's enough to make me flip the fuck out. So, which brings me to the next topic. Dave, what's the most epic freak out you've ever seen at the table? Because a game like this is sure to have some awesomeness.
Oh, man. Oh, I wish I hadn't drank so much now to tell this story.
I think we share the same story here.
We do.
I think all three do. I'm the only one that's different.
It was like a nuclear meltdown, dude. Like, you go, like, I don't know, Vesuvius, Chernobyl, and then this.
What?
Yeah, it was a pretty epic meltdown. So, it's the first Big Bang Rock in Owensboro, Kentucky, and we had like 67 people. So, and this is the worst part, is this guy's my friend. His name's Jameson, and he makes he's a was he 5-0, Jason?
He was 5-0.
5-0, undefeated.
The only other player 5-0 in the tournament was Patrick Yafko.
Yeah, the world freaking champion. So, yeah, the undefeatable. Anyway. But, so basically, he's 5-0. He's playing 250 point Bizarro with the Infinity Gauntlet. And he runs into another local player in the top 16 named Kyle Cooney. And he's playing DC-10 Catwoman, Iron Pharaoh with the Infinity Belt, and Lydia Malor. So basically, I hate resources versus one-man army with resource. So immediately, he steals the Soul Gem. So there's no healing. Your Infinity Gauntlet's not complete anymore. So all of a sudden, you're counterable to an Iron Pharaoh that has Outwit. And if Catwoman gets within 6 squares, you have no Infinity Gauntlet powers whatsoever. You can't even roll for it after you do anything. So he just gets a terrible matchup. I mean, the worst matchup possible for him. He could have done well against anything else in that tournament except that team. So, he gets top 16 and loses in pretty quick. I mean, they were only halfway through whenever it happened. And,
I was sitting at the table, looking over. What the hell's going on here?
What is that guy doing? So, he gets pissed, was highly upset about it, man. He's gets up and he hears chairs scoot halfway across the damn store whenever he gets up, and he's cussing and mad and rips up his freaking army builder sheet and just throws it in the trash and is just throwing the biggest fit ever. And it's dude, you just went 5-0 until the top 16. You're still gonna get something cool in prizes, and you just he's flipping, dude. It was crazy. Everybody in the store, this is a big comic book store, man. They got toys and games and everything, and the tournament's in the back. Well, there's people up front, looking in the back of the store, what the hell is that dude doing? It was pretty freaking nuts.
Losing his shit.
Yeah, he was totally flipping.
It was full on toddler meltdown right there.
I never seen him again though. That was the first rock that we've done a couple over there at Big Bang, and I've never seen him again.
He didn't come back.
He didn't come back for the next one. Yeah.
Oh my god. See, every time I hear that story, it reminds Jason or Jay. It reminds me of all those stories about Bryce from Dragon's Horde.
Oh yeah. That one's worth mentioning, actually. That was pretty funny. We had this kid, he was playing. He was pretty young. I guess about 15. It was right when I first started playing, so I was a super noob. It was right around Secret Invasion.
Super noob!
It was Secret Invasion, Arkham Asylum, Hammer Thor time. And he only showed up on weeks where we had really big games, so 600-700 points. And he would always play Thor and Loki and just ridiculous overpowered pieces. And he plays this guy, and he never played against a team that had multiple outwits and multiple of support powers. So all his pieces had outwit. All his pieces had perplex. And every time it was his turn, he would just outwit all of Thor Loki's powers, outwit all his characters' powers, and just shoot him up with like Psychic Blast. And he didn't understand why he was getting killed because he was, 14 or 15. He was like, how is this happening? I don't understand. And then he started crying. It was pretty funny.
You like making children cry?
Jason makes children cry and then tells us 45 years later.
I was new. I couldn't even remember that green was charge on speed.
Oh man, I remember being that green.
Oh man, I didn't start till Infinity Gauntlet.
I started at Web of Spider-Man.
What? Okay, I mean that's not as new as me, but
it's pretty new in the grand scheme of Clixed. I'll be like, so when did you start? And then I'll be like, man, Infinity Gauntlet, balls. And I'm like, what? Or like Infinity Charge, whatever. Very first.
Oh no. I mean like Infinity Gauntlet month 1 was when I started playing the game.
Yeah, I was on hiatus. I was on my I'm broke as shit and I can't play any games hiatus.
I got stomped so bad that tournament.
I bet.
I was like, my favorite piece that I was playing that tournament was like 80-point freaking DC 75th Green Arrow. Like, do you remember when Clixed was you just played the people that you liked?
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite piece was Crisis Nightwing at the time. I played him all the time.
I kinda like I love playing competitive, but there are pieces I play in competitive and I'm like, I don't know who the hell this is. Yeah. But like I miss the days when my first tournament was I played Flash, Hawkgirl, Green Arrow, and like Cave Carson from Brave and the Bold. And like I loved that team. Oh, and I played Dick Grayson, DC 75th Batman. And it was just like there was something different about playing the game whenever you were playing the characters that you actually love. And I mean like I don't want to go purity of the game on everybody, but it's just different because I didn't mind losing because it's like I still love you, Hawk Girl. You're still awesome,
right?
She is still awesome. I think we lose sight of that a lot of times, with all the craziness that goes on in HeroClix nowadays.
Right?
Yeah, competitive play is way more important than it was. It's not even necessarily that it is more important than it was. It's we care about that more now.
And it's a little more, it's easier to get your hands on now, like the ROC tournaments, becoming more popular and more frequent,
Yeah. Like my friend Adrian, he's just getting into the game and it's such a struggle for him because everybody's trying to like play these super competitive levels even at local venues and he just wants to play Thunderbolts and have fun.
Right.
And he gets his fucking beard blasted off every week.
I always believe that the worse the beating is, the better you turn out later. It doesn't seem like you're getting crushed and you didn't even get one attack in, but that just means your positioning was bad. So next game you'll try better to position your pieces so that you don't get face raped as soon as you step past the halfway mark of the map,
Yeah,
and then
it's like Clixed Dungeon.
Yeah. So like I said, everybody got to take those beatings.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you have to lose to learn.
Yeah, me and Jay, we had an apartment together there for like a couple years, and Clixed Dungeon was just 3 games of Clixed every day, and I had to get my face beat off, and it was so bad, man. There's like local jokes about how bad I got beat in Clixed Dungeon, but it got to the point where I would just be like, oh man, I killed a piece. Fuck yeah, I don't even care if I lose now.
I knocked something out. Points for me.
Yeah.
Well, you never, when you're learning a game, no matter what game it is, you never notice how you're improving until you play somebody other than the person that's training you.
Yeah, that's because we went down to Atlanta and I played my friend Paul, and I beat Paul's ass real bad. And he's been playing for a long time, and I beat Paul's ass real bad. And I was like, oh shit. It's like the greatest flip out I've ever seen was at my local venue. This guy I know, Denson. He's a great guy, but his flip outs are legendary.
That's right, we're name dropping.
Denson's got a good sense of humor about it.
Anonymous guy A.
He was playing Jeff, the kid I mentioned in my story last week. And I don't know how the game went down, but I remember being next to them when Denson rage quit the first time. And he was like, fuck this! Fucking bullshit! Keep in mind, Jeff is like 15. And our judge is like, hey man, calm down. He's like, fuck that, Glenn. I get to be mad about this. This is horseshit. Like, what happened? And then, so Jeff gets up to go write his scores down, and Denson was like, fuck that. Sit back down. We're finishing this game. And Jeff's like terrified, right? He's so scared. But he sits back down and puts all the pieces back on the map where they were. And Denson rolls an attack roll and crit misses. And just rage quit all over again. It was
rage quit
it was
squared.
So funny, but I didn't want to laugh because I thought he might try to fight me.
You can take it.
And then my honorable mention, it's not the best flip out, but it was a very brief immediate flip out, my good buddy Strawberry Rain. My first ever event at my local venue back home was month 2 of No Man's Land. And I can't remember what the point bill was, but I played this Gotham City team. I had like Lucius Fox, all types. I had like 6 perplex pieces on the map. And he moves up, and I TK'd Deadshot from DC 75th up into some hindering. And I shot him. And I was like, the way I had my perplexes laid out, it was max 3 to attack and 3 to damage. And I was like, take 6. And he was like, I've got impervious. And I was like, that's penetrating. And he was like, what? I had to show him the card. He was mad as shit, man. It was that, you know how when you beat somebody and they'll walk around telling everybody what to watch out for on your team?
Oh, like every rock you ever go to?
Yeah. He was like walking around. He's like, he's got so many perplexes, guys. I don't know what he's going to do. So much perplex. That was the first game I ever played at Comic Book World, and I thought Karsten was going to hate me forever. I'm glad we became friends out of it, though.
So, speaking of Lucius Fox, every year I make a couple different goals that I want to try to pull off in HeroClix.
Okay.
And, like, last year was terrible. I didn't get either one of the goals. My 2 goals were to have one of my characters next to Highfather, mind controlling to heal my own character.
That would have been fun.
The second one was to play on the moon map with rock rules and take Kurth and give him, like, Skirn's Hammer or something, and, like, pick them up and drop them in the hole and then leave them there.
You can't do that now. Howard's like, no.
Yeah, exactly. But those were my 2 for last year. And, like, this year, my goal is I just want to play Highfather, Nick Necro, and Lucius Fox. That way I'll be like, your main guy can't attack, this guy can't attack Nick Necro, and by the way, your first freaking attack of the turn cannot be against Lucius Fox.
Who will be in the front.
Right, exactly. So it's just like, ta-da!
Oh, but you're going to get so much hate, Dave.
I know, but so God, would that not be funny?
It would be super funny.
Like you run into like KC Flash. He's like, I can't attack, and your friend can't attack Nick Necro, and he also can't attack Lucius as the first one, but Lucius is the guy who's adjacent to him.
Oh,
like,
man.
just lock him down with Lucius Fox. Like,
that'd
give him
be
plasticity.
So funny.
But that's one goal this year. I'm gonna run into that rock, and it's gonna beat me.
Just because you talk shit, somebody's be like, I heard you on the podcast, Dave.
It like goes off and wins worlds because nobody can attack it.
Nah, that won't work. You ask Jerry about attack.
Somebody will just pulse wave poor Lucius.
Pulse wave, universal answer to everything.
Right?
Pretty much.
Except everything.
Except Elliot's work, man.
Except Midnight Suns.
Except Midnight Suns. Except Gluttony. Except Nick Necro. Except...
To answer to kind of nothing, so...
Right? I love how it's like, it's supposed to be the ultimate equalizer, but then there's like, except this, and except that, and not this, or that, and probably not this either. We're still waiting on a ruling for it.
I remember when it was the ultimate equalizer, it ignored everything.
Right? But...
yeah. Alright guys, so we got on to our Facebook page and our post on the realms, and we asked you guys, if you could get HeroClix mini set of any TV show, video game, or movie, what would it be? So our first answer, we had Jordan Law said the Batman animated series. I personally would love that. I'm not sure how playable they would be, because those mini sets either do really well or really poorly. But I would do it just to get that Nightwing.
Nightwing,
Yeah.
Tim Drake, Robin, all the Batman.
You talking mullet Nightwing?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Good old days. Rob Foppy said the Tick.
Yes.
I would play it. It would be goofy, and it would probably get destroyed by regular clicks, but I would play...
That's like playing like a Hulk set. Like the pieces, they were all bricks.
Yeah.
They're just beat sticks.
It's like Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
It's like I said last time. I mean, it would be great if you had Chairface Chippendale, but his sculpt has him with his leg up on a chair, and his face is a chair. It'd just be really sweet.
Yeah, that would be super funny. I'd play it just for the sculpts. The sculpts are sure to be awesome.
Oh, yeah, for real, yeah.
We had Emma Lewis said the Flash and Arrow CW shows. Those would be great.
Yeah, those would be pretty fantastic. I mean,
it would be our chance to get a lot of characters that you can only get in those, like Emily or Felicity Smoke.
I want John Diggle, and he would have a trait that says old black guy wisdom or something. Because it always seems like anytime any of the characters are struggling with anything, he's always got the perfect thing to say.
Yeah, like, thanks, Dig.
It would just be like a trait called quotes from a wise old black man.
He's not even that old.
I know.
Make it sound like he's like 70 and some shit.
Right.
He's like 43. That's old in black years, I guess. I don't know. Jason laughed, so we're good.
Exactly.
It's not racist. It's just funny. Justin Shaw said Supernatural.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That could be interesting.
Yeah, it would be definitely interesting. We could get an Impala vehicle.
Oh my god, a 67 Impala HeroClix vehicle?
Right?
That would be
awesome. I would finally play a vehicle.
What would the starter set? It would be like Sam and Dean and Cass and Crowley.
Bobby.
Oh yeah, Bobby.
Can't forget Bobby.
The problem is which version of the characters would you use? Would you use the ones where they have powers? Because, Sam and Dean sometimes have powers.
Yeah, you just combine them all. You get you combine them all into one actual set instead of a mini set.
Dude, there needs to be a Sam comment and a soulless Sam from season 6 Prime.
Right?
That would be sweet.
And then you can get TK Power Sam from season 4 or 5.
Oh, what would be great? A resource that's kind of like the utility belt, but instead they got the Colt.
It's the trunk.
Shotgun full of salt powder.
You make a resource out of the trunk of the Impala.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I think Jason now feels like, what's going on?
Yeah, I've never watched Supernatural. So.
Listen out, man, it's great.
Yeah. Just the monster team builder pieces would be great. Like all the random vampires and werewolf pieces.
Werewolves.
Yeah. The Mimic.
Oh, man. You just turn them into any other generic.
Any character that sleeps with Sam dies.
You could...
What?
That was my sister. She said that any character that sleeps with Sam will die in 3 turns.
Oh. That's the most accurate power we've talked about.
Oh man, you could get a Cass whenever he becomes God.
Oh, God Cass.
God Cass, he would have the deity keyword.
God Cass is great.
Yep. For the 1 episode that he was God Cass.
There was 2 episodes, but he blew up.
Great God Cass.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be a really fun thing to play. We got Luke Grace. Luke wants a Here Comes Honey Boo Boo set. I'm not sure how I feel about that. This is probably why we don't take Luke very seriously.
Right. This is why we can't have nice things, Luke.
Exactly.
Go to bed and cuddle your power plant.
Exactly. Speaking of power, that's the set he'd probably really make. It's like a Mandarin power plant set.
Right.
All the super boosters are just more power plant resources. Boosters are just 5 rings. There's no characters.
Right? Oh my god, the chase would be like just a ring with like a sticker of Luke's face on it.
Or it's a fully loaded power plant.
A fully loaded
power
power
plant.
plant.
It's a gold power plant.
Oh.
Solid gold butt plug for him to cuddle with at night.
We need to like plate a power plant in gold for him.
Just give it to him like
bam.
That'd be so
Oh, Jason Alvey, that's what you need to do. Just to any tournament, if you want Luke Grace there, just like be like gold plated power plant is the first place prize.
That could be the trophy for the
show
right?
dominate.
Oh, that would he would like bring his A game. I think he would have people like snipe people during matches just to get it.
Like you get up from the table to leave your team, you come back, your like main attackers just smashed like a hammer.
What happened to Jason Allen? He got food poisoning. It's so weird.
I think you just inspired me, Dave. I think we're going to have a golden power plant trophy at the Rock.
And a
Oh my
power
God.
plant on May 16th. Be there, Luke. Mickey Trant said Firefly. I don't know how many of you guys have watched Firefly, but I would adore a Firefly set.
I think it'd be cool for vehicles.
Yeah,
I haven't.
It wouldn't be very playable with regular clicks because they'd probably get destroyed real fast, kind of like
Yeah.
Halo did.
Right, and
But-
I gotta be honest. Like, everybody's been like, you gotta watch Firefly. You gotta watch Firefly. I've watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and I really like it. But like, part of me is like, why do I want to get into this show? Because I'm gonna be like every other person who's like, why won't it come back? You know what?
Not really, because I got into Firefly like last year, and I watched the whole show and I watched the movie. But now there's like an MMO coming out for mobile devices.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not the same,
It's
man.
not the same.
I gotta take the effort to play that.
That's true. But we're nerds. There's Firefly comics to continue the story. So there's that for you. They fill in all the gaps that the one season didn't get to fill.
Right.
We got Will Sobel said the Daredevil, I assume he meant the TV show that just came out on Netflix. Anybody who hasn't seen it, it's a phenomenal show. Go watch it. We're not going to drop any
Go watch
spoilers
it
for you.
now. Yeah.
Watch
We're
it
not
right
gonna drop
now.
any spoilers this time.
No, we're not going to spoil it for him this time. Our first recording that didn't hash out, we spoiled the shit out of the show for you. So you're welcome for no plot drops right here. But go watch it. As somebody who doesn't like Daredevil as a character, this show is fucking awesome.
Oh, and the best news is next year they're going to start doing, or they're going to have the second season next year, probably late next year.
Already confirmed season 2.
Which is, no, but I mean, they've confirmed the release date now, Drew.
Did they?
Yeah, it's next year they will have season 2 out, which, I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be late next year.
Late or middle. It won't be as early as this one was.
I was like,
yeah.
Alrighty, and then 8Ball98 on the Realms said Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah.
Like some pieces, the powers already exist. They just sculpted and put on the map.
Hello, Wonder Girl. Your power goes to Scorpion now.
Exactly. Scorpion power is...
Get over here.
You give Sub-Zero that Captain Cold Incapacitate power.
Right? Fantastic.
There's still no power for Liu Kang's bicycle kick where you get flurry twice.
Yes, there is, Beast Boy. You just gotta modify it.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah,
you're right.
That Red Skull Beast Boy is just like 4 attacks for free.
But with no damage depletion modifier.
Yeah, no damage depletion. You just take it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's the bicycle kick.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. It was easy just to do a low block and uppercut him in the nuts after.
It's true story. He's just bouncing on your forearm. What do I do?
Get him off me.
I mean, it would be a fun set. Go ahead.
Most stuff that could be turned into clicks, Mortal Kombat had powers, like everybody had unique powers where it would make for interesting pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, they should work something like Elaborate Death Trap that's just called Fatality. So, like, if they're on their, I don't know, I guess it would be hard to do because you can't really, you're not supposed to know when a click's on its last click or when a piece is on its last click. But it'd be sweet. It would be sweet if they could figure out something like if they're on their last click with like 2 action tokens, you get like a free attack or something.
Yeah,
if you're Jason.
I just make that a team ability. Like whenever they KO a character, like they clear tokens.
Yeah, that would be cool too. Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat would definitely be fun. Hopefully, if it ever happens, it gets a way better representation than Street Fighter, because some of that shit is
Oh,
It just came out. Street Fighter came out at the wrong time.
Yeah,
like if Street Fighter came out now, it'd be great. But during the time, we just weren't there. We just weren't there yet.
Although I do love DJ. My DJ is undefeated. Like,
how many times have you played him?
I play DJ a lot.
It's like once. What about it?
No, the first time I played DJ was
the only Street Fighter piece I own is Cammy.
That's just because you're a Cammy fan. It's not even because of her dial.
Yeah.
That's just because she can't. She's like wearing her swimsuit backwards, or she's got two fronts to her swimsuit. Seriously though, it's like, did they make you a swimsuit with two fronts? Because your ass is hanging out a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot of it. Yeah.
You ever seen any girls cosplaying Cammy? It's really hot.
I'm not mad at them at all.
Who covered you in green stripes?
Why do you have camo leg paint on? I don't understand.
Right?
What does that do?
You're
We're in a
half
fishing
naked.
harbor.
The camo leg paint is not doing anything for you.
Like, this is an airfield. You're not hiding.
Where'd you go?
Right. Oh, man. My DJ has never missed Super Senses rolls. He's never, I've only been hit like once, I think, with that DJ.
Wow.
And I straight away, my friend Theron almost rage quit a game because of DJ. Oh, it was so
You
funny.
know how old this was. There was no Precision Strike back then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Precision Strike was a dream. Like, if only there was some way I could just not let you roll Super Senses.
I know. I'll use Web of Spider-Man Bullseye.
It was a 3-man game. It was me and Theron and Jay. And Jay had already killed all his outwit pieces, so he couldn't outwit my Super Senses.
Right?
Just dodging.
There needs to be, like, just one format where you have to play something from everything. So you get, like, a Street Fighter guy, a Hobbit dude, a Halo guy, and a Daredevil.
That'd be great.
Right?
Just to watch. I probably
You
wouldn't
got
play it 'cause I don't have it.
DJ, Legolas, Master Chief, and
Marcus
Daredevil.
Phoenix from Gears of War.
Right?
Catapult Turtle.
That Catapult Turtle was a painful game.
Go, Catapult
I was like, man,
Turtle.
why is this Catapult Turtle so good?
Right? I can't help Carol.
Look at
I
him.
call Feral Imp Feral Pimp, but that's just me.
That's perfect.
I come up with nicknames for like every piece, but we can use
Thousand Eyes
that.
Idol.
And then for our last
Party Pickle.
audience,
Party Pickle! He does, dude. He looks like a pickle that's ready to party.
oh man. All right, so for our last audience interaction one, my friend Adrian Combs said to WWE.
Oh.
That would be funny as hell. Because he's told me
Undertaker equals Resurrection Man.
right? You just never keep him down. Him and Sting got the same power.
Oh man, Ric Flair better have a trait called Woo!
He's talking about
Nah,
making it.
Ric Flair would be the only figure to attack you on your turn. Take your turn, and somehow he gets to attack you.
Oh man, like they would do like figure 4 leg lock would be like freaking Death Trap.
Oh, that'd be horrible. All
Oh,
submission
man.
moves instead of deadly and instead of death traps, they get submission holds.
Oh yeah, that would be fantastic, dude. You know, The Rock would be like the Chase, and all his powers would be some of his freaking more quotable lines.
But that, or you get the duo Randy Savage Hulk Hogan.
Oh my god, dude! I would buy that
Big
set
powers,
just for
yeah.
that piece. What about you, Jason Alvey? Would you get that set?
I would totally buy that set.
Yeah,
Right? It's just like, damn it.
do it, WizKids.
Yes.
Spend our money.
Right? Oh, it's like, it's terrible because it's like, I won't sit there and like buy full cases of like regular sets, but if they came out with like a Macho Man, Hulk Hogan.
I want like Stone Cold Steve Austin standing on the ring post drinking a beer and flipping people off.
Man, I just want
So great.
John Cena because I know he'll be undercosted like fuck. He'd be so powerful.
It'd be
Like, man, he's only 80 points, and he does all of that.
So he's gonna be like a super rare
Yeah, he'd
prime?
be like, yeah.
Oh man.
Make John Cena
That'd be
the
great.
super rare prime of Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
They're both like extra Americans,
Yeah, like-
looting all the time for no reason.
Maybe he'd have like 9 clicks for 80 points with like just solid
Oh.
combat values the whole way through.
Could you
Like,
imagine,
he never drops below 13 attack. What's going on?
dude, you could almost make just an entire set just out of freaking duo pieces.
Oh yeah.
You'd have like the Steiner brothers and the Road Warriors.
You can make team bases out of like the Nation of Domination and DX.
Oh my god, that'd be so perfect, dude. Like a DX freaking team base. So like, I didn't really like it when X-Pac was in, so I'm gonna put in this guy.
like when Kane was in DX for that one night.
Right? Yes, there you go. And I mean, you could cross it over and get like an NWO freaking team base. You got like Hogan, Savage, freaking all kinds of them dudes that don't matter anymore.
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
Oh, yeah.
All the people who don't do nothing no more because they're either dead or dying.
Or just way too drunk to wrestle.
Or like a Mick Foley, they could take a power action and become Cactus Jack, or...
Oh!
Yeah, that'd be
that would be
Dude
so
Love.
great. Okay. I love how all of our experience in wrestling is all attitude, late 90s, early 2000s era.
That's when wrestling was good.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the best.
It's like, some people will be like, what about whatever? And we'll be like, who the hell is that?
There's only like a handful of people that are currently wrestling that I would even put in the set. You have to put in John Cena because he's like the current face of the company.
Right, exactly.
But most of the people wrestling now?
Would you make the luchadors tiny sized?
Yes.
No, but I make all the midgets that are currently wrestling tiny sized.
Right. There you go.
I made Hornswoggle tiny.
Oh, I mean, we could talk about this, like, forever.
All right, Dave. So, if you could get HeroClix and make a set of any TV show, video game, or movie, what would it be?
All right. I was going to say Doctor Who with, like, regenerative traits, like the Iron Man ones, except you go forward.
Right.
But I've been watching Gundam 00 lately. I think it'd be really sweet to make a Gundam set.
Like giant robots?
Yeah, man. Like, better than, like, freaking Pacific Rim giant robot. But I mean, you got all the pilots, you got all the support characters, you could throw out ships, you could throw out, I mean, you know, the giant Gundams, and there could be all kinds of sweet stuff going on. I mean, I don't know. I just think that would be really cool.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be a fun.
Well, I wouldn't. If I were to do Gundam, it would be like just one. It would have to be like the game where you have access to all of the characters.
What's up?
Like from all the series.
Oh yeah. Not one specific. I mean, you could mix a little of like the original Mobile Suit and then like 00 and Wing.
Can't forget Wing.
Wing would be the starter set. You would get like all like 5 of the pilots.
What I would do is to force
like
people to buy the set. I would just make them all the chases.
What? All the Wing pilots would be the chases.
Yeah,
I would make 5 of them chases.
And then Super Boosters would actually be some of the more prominent ones, like a Wing Zero custom.
That Cubelays and shit like that.
Dude, WizKids could just like take my money. Just take my money. Here you go, WizKids. Here's all my money.
Here's my bank account. Just empty it out and give me what I need.
I have 3 kids. How much do you want for it?
They can eat Gundam clicks. I'll have doubles.
That's right. You eat Heavy Arms. He sucked until the movie. It's true. We all know Heavy Arms was terrible.
Oh, Heavy Arms was garbage. Until the movie came out and he was blowing holes and everything.
Right? Titty missiles, go!
Alright, Jay, what set would you make?
Well, as an all-time Power Ranger fan, I would make a Power Ranger set.
That is hands down like the most popular answer we got. We've got...
Yeah, I mean, because it would be great. I just want to make, I just want to make the pieces that I know would be good that people would like. I make a White Ranger and a Green Ranger Prime for super rare.
Yeah.
And then I make Puppies. And that Rita that you were talking about, Dave, was actually pretty cool. I didn't even think of that, but that was really cool.
Yeah, where you make my monster grow would be your trait, and you like give her like a power action or a double power action, and choose a friendly character, and you turn them to colossal size for the rest of the match.
Yeah, that would be great. It's super thematic.
Oh
but
man!
You have people who troll like me. I'd just be doing that shit to putties until I like ran her out of action.
Right. No, I mean they would obviously have to have like limitations. Like you can't like sit there and be like, hey, Absorbing Man and Titania, they're Iron Man, War Machine are colossal now.
All you gotta do is restrict it. You just restrict it so that there's somebody that shares a keyword with her.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd want to do that because, man, how fun would it be to like turn like Gimli from Lord of the Rings into a colossal piece?
Well, how about Turtle? We could turn him into a colossal.
Yeah.
No.
Turtle.
You know what you need to turn Turtle
How
into?
went over everybody.
A greasy spot on the side of the road is what you need to turn Turtle into.
That's happened a lot.
Right?
Nah, I wanted to make my Green Ranger because it was cool. Like you play him at 2 settings. You play him at the low setting, like 100 points, and he would just be like your regular character. Like he'd be like a little bit better than everybody else, but he's just your regular character. But then if you pay 125 points, you start him off the map, and he has like a countdown. It's called Go Green Ranger Go. He has a countdown. When he gets to 1, he comes into the game with +1 to all his stats and probability control. Because he's never there at the beginning of the fight.
I've been watching a lot of season 1, and that's pretty fucking accurate. He just comes in and the bad guys can't do shit no more.
Can you imagine the Alpha 5 support piece?
He just never leaves the starting area.
Just like, he's like 75 points and is like got a freaking power called I, and like,
he's got like use Alpha to perplex anywhere on the map, but he has.
That's what I was gonna say. But he could do 3 Rangers at a time.
But you could reuse
That's
the Supreme
really
Intelligence sculpt to do Zordak. Yeah.
Oh, that would be fantastic, man.
That'd be great. The only question is when the White Tiger Zord comes out, does it have like a little White Ranger sitting on the head?
Yes, it has to. I mean, that would be fantastic.
That'd be great.
I want a Megazord that shoots real lightning out of this Megazord. Real lightning!
I'd at least make it posable like we were talking about earlier.
And you know what would be great is if the real lightning mechanic became, like, popular, so all your Shazams and Thors had real lightning.
Dave's out here trying to electrocute people and burn houses down.
And then we could be like, I remember when the first real lightning piece came out.
Go Power Ranger! That would be so funny. Alright, Jason Alvey, what's up would you make?
I think I was going to go with Superman versus Batman so I can have Jason Momoa Aquaman clicks. Because how badass would that be?
I just think of Jason Momoa set.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian, Khal Drago, Aquaman.
300
Special
Now, the
box
problem
set.
with your Khal Drago click is if he gets poisoned, it's a wrap. He just one time.
He takes 3 damage from poison instead of 1.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Oh, that'd be so horrible.
That is in bad taste.
Too soon, says Dave. Too soon.
It's too soon. It's only been 4 years.
Oh man, yeah. If I was gonna make a set, I would definitely go with Final Fantasy. You have so many opportunities to make so much stuff. Like they're about to drop 15 right now.
Man, I'd make a Yuffie that just steals relics. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, I do that same thing with Sighting. All them 3 characters would have that same thing.
And Locke from Final Fantasy VI. So him, Yuffie, and Zidane would all steal relics off of characters.
Yeah, you just change the name of the trait. Like Zidane's is Bestie for Tantalus.
Yeah, right. I mean, that would be.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be so funny.
Yeah,
Then,
I mean.
Yeah, Sephiroth, all characters within 3 are adjacent. He's got like 7 damage with weakness. He's like stupid OP for no reason.
Well, the thing about the freaking, if you made a Final Fantasy HeroClix set, is the sculpts would be fantastic.
Yeah, they would have to be.
Oh,
Sephiroth's got shape change because you never know if it's him or another clone.
The problem is though, like the sculpts, most of the figures wouldn't even fit in a box because their weapons are so huge.
That's
like
true.
you open the pack and they're all being little baggies like Sauron.
So, like, also in bad taste, if you had Aerith, like, if she got hit with Precision Strike, would she just be instantly KO'd?
Yep.
Oh, man.
I just give her a trait like my character's named Sephiroth with +2 to attack.
Oh, that's so gross, dude. Like, a Cloud Strife would be amazing, though.
Yeah, he would.
Just because you could make a lot of his powers reflect his limit breaks. And I mean, that's true with a lot of the characters from the whole series.
Yeah, but Cloud's limit breaks are arguably more legendary than everybody else's, because 7 was the one that brought Final Fantasy to the mainstream in America.
Yeah, and I mean, well, for like it made a little, I mean, there were already RPG nerds, but any RPG nerd, it's like, no, 7 didn't make Final Fantasy more mainstream than any other Final Fantasy. They're an idiot.
Yeah. 7.
It's like, stop being a hipster. You suck ass.
Yeah, 7 is hands down far and away the highest selling game in the franchise. So if you put Omnislash on Cloud's last click, you get to deal out 17 clicks by the end of the turn. It makes sense.
Right? And then, I mean, there's just so many different things you can do. Like, we talked about a Barrett. They could have, like, close and range combat expert because, he varies with his weapons.
Yeah, he's got that one attachment's like a pair of scissors.
Yeah, but I want flat top Barrett back. I don't want movie cornrows Barrett.
Cornrows Barrett's no good?
I don't want cornrows Barrett. There's no place in my heart for him.
92 anymore. As a black man, you can only rock a hairstyle like that in the time period that it was there. It just doesn't work.
We need Jerry Curl Barrett. Afro Barrett.
As long as it plays a Lionel Richie song in the background, I can agree.
With the Jerry Curl. But I mean, there's so many different things you could do with a file. And I mean, like I've said before, Square Enix loves making money, and WizKids loves making money.
I think WizKids is the only company that loves making money more than Square Enix, so they really need to heads together.
I got one more idea.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid.
I'm not a fan of the franchise personally, but I can see why that would go ultra popular in Clix.
I think the Clix, that come out of that set would be fantastic.
Now, you have to bear in mind, Metal Gear Solid is going to have a lot of stealth, and that shit is a useless ass power.
Hey now. It'll be way better than the Assassin's Creed set.
Everything's way better than... Well, no, I take that back. It'll be way better than Iron Maiden.
I would... They would have that power, the hand in League of Assassins. They'd have that. Instead of stealth.
Yeah. That's the wall that can't be targeted?
Or hindering terrain, right?
No, it's a wall.
No,
just walls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just walls.
I never...
Because you spend most of your time based up on walls in those games.
And I never freaking... See, most people... I don't even know what the hand ATA does most of the time because I fight up close. I don't shoot people anyway.
I'll tell you all about it.
I know it. But I mean, most of the time I like to get up in people's business in a Clix game. I don't like to sit there and pop them from 12 range out.
That's why your question carries hammers.
That's right. Many much hammers.
Much hammer is such power.
Right?
Hammer bombs.
Right?
Indeed.
Oh, man, it'd be great.
What are you doing down in that crater, brah?
Don't worry about it. Hammer time.
Hey. So, what was the reasoning behind the ban on all those maps, like the moon map? What was the reasoning behind that?
Because the ROC ignores the orange ruling, and the orange ruling as well as people ignore elevated. So there's no way to get down into the elevated. So if a flyer, if you get out into the hole, your character can't get out.
And the space map from War of Light, if I played Shaman and you didn't ignore all that stuff. Free extra beginning of the game, nobody can use flight. Oh, look, you're stuck in your starting area. I'm going to shoot you like fish in a barrel.
But Nationals and Worlds don't ignore orange rules, do they?
They didn't.
No, they do not. They only do when it's convenient for them and whenever I play something to exploit them.
Because I remember a couple years ago when I played, not a couple years ago, when I played last year in Nationals, that they were using the orange rules because there's that one map that you can drop them off into space and they take it unavoidable and go back to the starting area.
Yeah, I think Mario tried to play me on that Teen Titans map with lava and a rock. And he was like, and you take a damage from being lava. I'm like, dude, this is a rock. The orange don't count. He's like, what?
Yeah,
that was the answer to Absorbing Man in that tournament at dropping him off in that space with Brother Voodoo, mind control and make him walk out there, and then he takes unavoidable, goes back to start.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
I feel like the
map ban was rock
universal. Well, I feel like the map rules should be, universal, so we don't have that type of confusion where people don't know that you can or can't use the orange rules.
Play the game as it's written type of people, so I agree with that.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of like it in the rock, so you don't just sit there and try to exploit all the orange rules on the map. Can you imagine if they come out with something more like the Lazarus Pit again for all those unkillable teams? It's like, I'm just gonna heal up in this Lazarus Pit. Haha, suck it.
And that might happen too. Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I'm not. Other than the Pacific Ocean, which is probably going to retire this summer.
It will, yeah.
Which completely screws over your object placement. I mean, I didn't really have a problem with most of the maps, because I always make sure that I'm going to have somebody with flight or improved movement or some kind of way not to get screwed by terrain.
Right.
Well, they did errata the Pacific Ocean map, so you can place objects anywhere.
Right. Yeah, like the battery and... Oh, wait,
Yeah.
So you can place objects anywhere?
Yeah, you can now. They errated it just recently.
Oh, okay, well, fantastic.
Same thing for the Atlantis map that just came out in Trinity Wars.
I mean, it became super popular because of the Iron Pharaoh barrier tech, right? So, like, people would have those 19-point GCPD bikes and be like, oh, I'm double burying. Yeah, Jason Allen, what do you know about that?
I know a lot. I know I placed 8th that tournament.
It's like, I know I don't like that damn Pacific Ocean map with that team.
Oh, man.
That's when you just park bikes in front of him, like, don't shoot!
Yeah, that's what I did. It just, I played Patrick twice that tournament. He was the only person who beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's a story of life when it comes to Mr. Yabyoko.
What did you say?
Yabayoko. He's a good player.
Yabayoko!
I mean, I'm sure he's a good player. He leaves it's like a trail of bodies in his wake. So.
People like to talk shit. Like if they don't know, like if you're just reading, like if you don't play and you like what and you just look at the results, they're like, man, I can beat that dude. He ain't shit. But like it's different when you get there and you're playing him. You're like, man, this is not as easy as you might have thought it was.
Right?
It's like the paper trail lied.
I've seen a lot of good players lose to him. And I've also watched a lot of people lose to him where I'm like, I watch him make all kinds of play mistakes. I'm like, dude, you handed it to him. But like I said, I've also seen him beat a lot of really good players. So, I mean, it's very subjective. I mean, you can't look at, like, and I gotta be honest, whenever Patrick won with like a Cyclops Tellus team, I was like, well, how come nobody like got up on him? And
well, here's the thing. I was going to ask you guys. I was going to ask you guys about how you felt about when you build teams. Because you look at these results and sometimes you just don't understand, like, things like, why didn't he put Prob on his team? You know, how come you didn't fit Prob there? Or how come you didn't do a certain thing? Nothing major, just something to, like, better your chances in the long run. You know, that could potentially sway the outcome of certain matchups like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's a little guilty of looking at results and being like, well, you know, why didn't he do this and why didn't he do that? And it's like, I think a lot of it is, it's got to go with the player's play style. Mm-hmm. Like, the team that me and Jason are discussing right now that I'm thinking about running, you know, he's like, man, you really want to have a prob. And where I can see where he's coming from, I also feel like with like a 13 attack, 5 damage exploit weakness, I'm not really going to have many chances to miss. You know what I mean?
That's like when we were on the phone the other day, and we were trying to figure out why Gluttony and Nick Nickero was working, and we had to, like, talk it out and figure out how they work together.
Right, because I hadn't taken a lot of time to look at the piece. Like, I like Gluttony. He's really interesting. But whenever I see him, I see point denial. And I really think that, you know, if it weren't for the entities, he would have really no offensive power. And, I mean, people are playing him with the book so he can actually hit.
Yeah.
Because whenever you got these 20 defense teams out there, and 20 plus, you know, his 10 ain't going to cut it unless you're just rolling like crazy.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like 10s or higher to hit. Haha.
Right? Yeah. Screw that, man. That's why I don't play defense anymore.
It's like one of those things in like the current state of the meta. You have to almost make sure that you should be able to hit a 20. You'd be like, well, I'm making this team. I need to be able to hit a 20.
Like, can I hit Despotellus?
Yeah. Yeah, if you can't hit a 20.
And if you can't hit a 20, you need to find a way to neutralize Despotellus.
Yeah. Despodar is not going anywhere.
Wait, well, I mean, just remember, Despotellus can be perplexed down. He just can't be perplexed up.
Right.
And for a long time, I mean, I was just like, oh, okay, he can't be modified. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I mean, I sat there and played the dude and thought he couldn't be modified. Because nobody ever does it. But I mean...
it's all about positioning, too, you know, and nobody's going to just leave him out there for him to get his fucking face blasted off. And they're going to put him behind 2 figures, and now you got to hit through him, you know, somehow.
Right. Green Arrow can do it.
That's why you need a Rita Repulsa. Make your people colossal.
Yeah.
Grow, Brother Voodoo.
Fuck you, Despotellus. Bah! You mind control, brother. Mind control Despatellas and poison your team.
Few get as much, like, just casual hate as Despatellas. Like, I have outright hatred for Turtle, but, like, I have a casual hate of Despatellas. Like,
it's like a passive hatred. Like, I hate
it's
Despatellas.
like, just, look at that little asshole.
I don't hate Despatellas because of Despatellas. I hate Despatellas because of players.
Right? I hate that he's there.
I hate Brother Voodoo because of fucking Brother Voodoo.
Oh, man, you hate him so bad.
That fucking piece of shit, dude. I'm gonna smash him with a hammer, I swear to God.
You should just tell the audience what we're gonna do for freaking Spider-Man retirement when it comes up.
Spider-Man retirement, when it retires out, I'm gonna take a Brother Voodoo, and I'm gonna put it on my deck, and I'm going to smash it with a sledgehammer until my rage has subsided.
I'm seriously thinking about sending you my Brother Voodoo whenever it happens. Because, I mean, listen, this Brother Voodoo, he won a ROC, and he's been on several top 8 teams, and I want him to go out to pasture. You know what I mean?
That's the way to do it, because I'm going to record it for the show.
Because, honestly, at my local venue, like, people hate Brother Voodoo, and it's like, if I sit there and, like, play a Golden Age game after he retires, they're like, really? Brother Voodoo? Out of everything Golden Age, you bring this asshole out?
Well, the reason why everybody hates Brother Voodoo is, like, when Amazing Spider-Man came out, everybody played Brother Voodoo every week for, like, months.
That's not why I hate Brother Voodoo. I hate Brother Voodoo because he's 79 fucking points. That's why I hate Brother Voodoo. He's the most undercosted fucking piece in the game aside from your utility belt.
Well, I mean, I loved my 13 attack mind control gigantic size Brother Voodoo. He was awesome.
Fucking asshole.
Man,
I hate that piece so much.
In Evansville, I was playing a guy. He was playing Highfather Emerald Empress. I ended up losing this match, but I still made top 16 because I always do. And but like, it was funny because on turn 2, like, it was like turn 2. What I did was I moved Phantom Girl out and I went ahead and got her a hammer. And then so we're playing on it's like that one map with like the river. And both starting areas are right across from each other, but they're on elevated terrain. So what I did was, like the second turn, I moved Brother Voodoo out, and then freaking dropped Greythoughts on him, and mind controlled his Highfather to come off of the elevation and out into the middle of the map. And then I freaking phased through him with Phantom Girl and like broke the pact on, turn 2, and like, it's just funny because putting a hammer on him like made people cuss out loud.
I promise you, Dave. Put him on the map and I'll cuss out loud.
Oh, I can't believe it, you piece of crap.
You'll put him on the map. You're a piece of shit, Dave.
Well, you know what, Drew? You know who really kills Brother Voodoo, right?
Turtle.
Turtle
kills everything.
Frickin' Turtle.
But you know what really kills? Fucking Jay will tell you, this fucking Turtle Brother Voodoo combo.
Oh, yeah. I played that at Last Rock. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna mind control you. You're gonna move 5 squares this way, take 2 tokens.
Yeah, Jason Allen, the only guy who brings an indigo battery to a tactics event, or no tactics event. I have an indigo battery in disguise, right? Like, he told me the team, I'm like, what the shit does that do?
Right? Like, Sarah Rainmaker doesn't want you to shoot her friends.
Yeah, he's like, just look at Sarah Rainmaker's click 3. And I'm like, oh, you were a dick. I imagine that made a lot of people really frustrated.
My losses came from double tachyon, and I lost the double tachyon. I lost to Tim Bowl, winner of that tournament.
Okay, so the guy who won with his awesome close combat swarm team that didn't care about Sarah Rainmaker and her click 3 of awesome, and the team that pulse waves everybody anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. And I could have won that game, but I don't run. I don't just bitch it up and leave. So.
Right.
You should have seen the hate he was getting at our local venue. That Sarah Rainmaker is not got a lot of fans back home.
I think she'd be fantastic with a power plant.
Yes.
Yes, Luke. Yeah. Everybody's fantastic with the power plant.
No, not everybody. You know who's surprisingly fantastic with the power plant is Question.
What?
Yeah.
Dave pimping out Question? I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Oh, I'm playing Question every rock that I can.
I'm going to play it in retirement. Then when they make a new one, I'm playing that one in retirement.
Well, they've already got one, man. I'll just replace him with the one from the Flash.
Yeah, no.
But he doesn't lock down the Perplex.
Yeah.
I've played that piece so mad that I almost tell people they can't Perplex in games when I'm not playing him. I'm like, wait, whoa, Perplex. Oh, wait, that's right. Okay, go ahead and Perplex. And then I get mad. I'm like, freaking Perplex. How dare you Perplex someone?
It's like the audacity.
Right?
Son of a bitch. That's my power.
Exactly. Twice per turn, different targets. You get none.
Oh man. What does it feel like, Dave, when you have to play against the Question?
It's only happened one time, and the guy that I was playing was nowhere near as effective with the Question. So
I mean, did it hurt your soul a little bit to KO him?
No, because I felt like that his Question was an imposter. I was like, that guy's not the Question.
What was the copycat Question?
My guy's the Question. Your guy's not even a half-assed Rorschach.
You know how you feel about the Question, Dave? If the green battery never came out, that's how I'll feel about Emerald Empress. But I just can't use her with green battery running around.
Yeah, she got too many free actions.
She does have much free actions, but she's good. I mean, she's still
good. I love that piece.
Much free actions, such wow.
Right? My buddy was looking for the movie Dodgeball the other day, and he freaking accidentally typed in Dogball. I was like, dude, I would totally watch that. Such dodge, much ball.
Such wow. Oh, man, that would be great.
Yep.
I had to play it for Brandon. Alright, guys. Retirement's going to be coming up here in a few months. And we know for sure, almost for positive, that Batman is out. He's second in line. So we're going to look at Batman, Streets of Gotham, and No Man's Land. Dave, what was your favorite piece from those three sets?
A couple of them were Insider and 53 Alpha, Super Rare Batman, the one that could attach flock of bats. And I used to run a poison team with them back when you could prep time. So I'd put like the bat belt on Insider. So he has the free phasing. So he would, I would attach 2 bats to the Batman, and then he could borrow the powers of the bats that are on him. So I'd give him poison bat, and I'd go +2 poison on the Insider and phase out like 9 squares up to somebody, outwit them, pop off one of the bats off Batman as a free action, poison them, and then poison them, and then poison them again. And I had another outwit as backup off Batman if I need it. So it's like, there's 3 clicks of poison before I've even, taken anything non-free.
Before you start rolling dice?
Before I even start rolling dice. So I'm just running around going, oh, okay, here's poison for you, and poison for you, and you get a poison. And then, just the bigger the format got, you would be like, okay, well, I'm going to add an Ant-Man on here, so, or I'm going to throw another Insider into Brother Voodoo, so I'm going to phase, 7 squares up with, all these dudes. Pop off a bat, pop smoke cloud under you, Ant-Man will do 2 poison, Brother Voodoo will poison you, Insider will poison you, Batman will poison you, and the Bat will poison you.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
That's so funny.
He did. But yeah, I really like them pieces. Those were fun to play with, and every time I freaking played them at our local venue, I was just like, everybody was just like, you're an asshole. But the part that made it even worse, Drew, is whenever it was a large point format, and you could throw the Caped Crusader in there. So then after you poison the crap out of them, you go, oh, okay, Caped Crusader's going to take a free action and switch places with one of those bats. And I'm going to punch you for 3 exploit weakness.
What the fuck?
So yeah, but I enjoyed the Batman set, so.
Oh man. Alright, Jay, what was your favorite piece from Batman?
Well, I had a week to think about this also. My favorite pieces out of those 3 sets were the 2 Energy Explosion pieces that were really good because they changed Energy Explosion around that time, which would be Streets of Gotham Deathstroke, the team pack,
right,
and the team pack Starfire from Streets of Gotham for the Red Hood and the Outlaws. They both are really good pieces for their cost. But what I'm gonna miss the most is the utility belt. Because, I mean, it's good. It gives you an alternative to all these resources that are out now. It's completely different.
Well, yeah, and it's about a quarter of the cost.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not like, oh yeah, well we get +2s and all that other stuff. I went out of the way to collect those con LE pieces to go on there. And I actually used the stuff that go on a utility belt. Like I just found that new tech where I'm like, everybody wants to play that, Atomica Pod. That just gives me some more free prob. And then I use smoke pellets. Those good. You know, to slow down people, give them some free damage while they're trying to come in. You know, first aid kits. First aid kit saved me when I played, Jake Williams at National. You know, healed all the way back up to full, ended up pulling that match out. You know, just all around good resource.
I mean, it's really good, and now that I think about it, before it retires, I mean, it would be a really good answer to, like, gluttony, wouldn't it? All these gluttony. Hey, you can't use team
a
abilities.
little bit. You can turn his team abilities off.
Yeah, so it'd be, hey, you are no longer quintessent, and you are no longer a mystic, so it does not hurt me nearly as much to pound your face in.
And so you can turn that off. You can hit him with some batarangs to push him out. You can put some smoke pellets down there.
You're gonna throw Luke Grace at him?
Oh man, he's not throwing 96 of them at least. So
like what I do is honestly, depending on the figure, you can use 2 radar monitors, take both of his team abilities away first. You know, there's a lot of different things you can do. You know, you want to play the water map. Somebody wants to play the water map.
Isn't it if you have 5 that you can just turn them off? You just be like, hey, I see you're within 10, and you don't have team abilities this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you're saying copy them, or?
Yeah, you can take them with the radar monitor.
Okay, I thought you meant take them as in like turn them off.
You need quintessence, radar monitor. You know, you need mystic, radar monitor. You get put on that Wonder Mountains map. You got grappling hooks.
All right, you just gotta make me one promise. If you ever do that to Gluttony and take both his team abilities, you just have to say, 2 can play that game, fat bitch. I always call Gluttony fatty or fatso or fat ass or something like that instead of Gluttony. So
I mean, it makes sense.
It does. Yeah.
That's what people say to me, so I don't feel that bad about
it. Looks like a fat little T-Rex.
Because now, once the utility belt's gone, your options are very slim. It's just basically what battery you want to use.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty much the death of the one-person resource, isn't it?
More or less.
I don't think the ROC really counts as just a one-person because you can kind of share.
I haven't looked at the ROC, so I'm not sure. To be honest with you.
Somebody top 80 with it at a ROC with it, so I don't know.
At Nationals.
At Nationals?
At Nationals.
Yeah, it was
top 8.
The ROC of Eternity was?
Yes.
Not the box? Okay, I thought somebody said it was the box.
No, I've heard people say it was the box. I've heard people say all types of stuff. It was the ROC.
They need to get around to posting that, officially.
Yeah, they do. Jason Albee, what are your Batman pieces you're going to miss?
I think from Batman, I've loved Black Lightning. 87 points. He's got NCAP. He's got Psychic Blast, Energy Explosion, Sharpshooter, Willpower. I mean, he's just a nice little package for 87 points. Played the heck out of that guy. And Calendar Man from Streets of Gotham. Love Calendar Man. We play on Thursday nights, and Calendar Man was always awesome on Thursdays.
We play on Saturdays, so he sucks all the time.
Weekend Warriors was awesome on Thursdays.
That was always my beef with him. Is ROCs are on Saturdays, and Calendar Man blows on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, he's no good on Saturday, but I can see why he's got playability on Thursday.
He gets outwit. He can outwit the same power on everybody. You can see. Yeah. Awesome.
They probably hated him.
No Indom for you, or that guy over there.
Or anybody. No one ignores pushing damage today.
What? Are you an orange battery now?
Right? No, I didn't take it. You just can't use it.
Right.
For me personally, I love the armored Batman. Batman from Streets of Gotham with the armor keyword, charge, flight, and super strength on a stop click. He was on my very first rock team at the very first rock that ever happened up in Columbus. And I love him. I still play him to this day. He's a little beast stick. He's got leadership and friendly perplex on his trait. It's nothing to not love. And then my second piece that I like a lot is Luscious Lucius. Lucius Fox is so annoying for opposing players. And I just
he is.
perplex up everybody's defense but his and put him out front. And watch everybody freak out. I love Lucius. He's great for his point cost too. He's low points, perplex, you can't attack him. Not right away anyway.
We should change your states team, Drew, to Lucius, Nick, and Highfather. and just kind of camp out and like keep supporting Nick with Highfather. Then he actually becomes like a decent attacker.
Yeah, you give him +2 to all stats, he can finally hit something.
Right?
It's gonna be funny watching people be like, "Who's your attacker?" Like, yeah, don't worry about it. You'll see.
I don't have one, but neither do you.
I get some map where I can put Lucius in the way. You have to get through Lucius to get to me, and you can't because you can't attack him.
I'm glad we all agreed to make the double states trip.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Good weekend. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Look out, Tennessee.
Yep. Dave can't win Kentucky, so he's coming for blood.
Exactly, and I'm bringing the question with me.
Are you going to bring both of them and be like, I got 2 questions for you?
Man, I played 2 questions in Iraq already. Like, everybody's been like, you playing both of them? I'm like, I already played both of them.
It was just funny when he was saying that like, 3rd game or something, you're like, I got 2 questions for you. See you right here.
Right. I'm glad I knew that guy, because otherwise he would have thought I was an idiot. Why does this guy keep talking to me?
Alright, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate special guest Jason Alpe. Everybody be sure to go check out Big Bang Rock on May 16th. Tune into the next episode. We're going to talk about the livelihood of the game, powers that we hate, updates we think the game needs. If you want to participate in our audience interaction question this week's, who do you guys want to see clicked in Avengers Assemble? What pieces are you looking forward to hopefully seeing from that set? So again, thank you guys. We want to throw out a special shout out to clixland.wordpress.com. It's a HeroClix blog. They cover all things HeroClix, and they put us up there, get the word around about the show. So we definitely want to thank them. You guys check us out on iTunes. Check us out on SoundCloud. We'll be up on YouTube. We're going to be everywhere. I'm getting this out everywhere. So tune in next week, and we'll see you later. Have a good one.